Ready.
All right. So just a reminder that this is what we're working toward. It's called a square back case binding. And today we're going to work on the headbands, which are just little bands that go on the head and the tail of the book. So, in order to do that, I've given you a little card that is 4 inches by 2 inches. Kind of drawn up there high, I'd like you to cut it, but I'm going to demonstrate it now. So about, and when I say about, I mean about. You don't really have to measure it, but there are little half-inch increments on here. If you want to be precise, you can mark it and mark it. About a ½ inch down, just like that, you're going to cut. Be very careful. Don't put your fingers under there. Keep your fingers kind of to the side. And you're going to cut about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch deep. So just kind of a slice with your X-Acto knife.
So like this.
That works way
Right.
better.
The next step is that you are going to take your thread. Just have it in my hand. Yeah, I gave everybody a length of thread, so watch closely. This is like magic. Not really. You're going to take the 2 ends and bring them together.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's not even done yet. Okay. Then you're going to loop it and put the end of those 2 threads through the loop so that you have this giant loop like that.
Doesn't matter how much is on the end of it.
I would keep, no, it doesn't matter how much. Keep as much of this loop as you can, this big loop as you can. So does anybody need help with that?
No.
All right, next, what we're going to do next is pretty much the same thing, but you're going to kind of pretend that this is one thread again. So you're going to loop it. Let's see, yeah, pull them together, all the ends. Loop it and go through that loop. So then you'll have 4 threads, like a 4-ply thread over here. 4 thicknesses.
So we're here.
And this part is kind of tricky.
So we're doing like another knot that we just
Another
did,
knot, just like you did, right.
but with a double.
So next step is you're going to take that knot and you're going to put it into one of your slots so that it holds firm like that. Yeah. It won't matter.
That's awesome.
Now what you're going to do, you're going to hold this in one hand and you're going to twist your thread until really you can't twist it anymore without making it crinkle.
Crawl up.
Crawl up, yeah, crawl up. Okay, so you're essentially making like a cord,
I used to twist
like that. And then slip the other side through the,
Wow. What are we doing?
essentially making a cord. Slip the other side through the other slit. So it's nice and tight across. Right, so the next step is you're going to take your 3-inch square. Again, I've chosen a color, maybe chosen a color that contrasts, but you might have chosen to use the same color, which is also fine. Okay. So now what you're going to do, you're going to slide this under so that you have about, I don't know, about 1 inch or so above.
Paste paper facing down.
Paste paper facing down.
If our line isn't straight, that our like cord is on,
Doesn't matter.
but is it 1 inch above, like the line should be even with that line or the line of the cardboard?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, great.
Okay. So then you're going to fold it, but don't get a hard crease in it. Okay. You're going to fold it, and you're going to take your bone folder, and this is really important. You're going to sort of, without creasing it, you're going to push the thread against the paper, or rather push the paper against the thread. So it's really just a cord going through the very top of the paper. You know? Okay, the next step is, so that's essentially how you want to end up gluing it. So I'm going to open it and just keep it right in place. And take my glue, and you really don't need a lot of glue, you need a thin, even layer. So I'm taking my glue and just running it kind of over the thread and over that 1-inch section that's peeking on top. So over the thread, over that 1-inch section that's on top. And then I'm just going to put it back and reinforce against the thread, because I really just want a cord that's running through the paper. So the thread will end up being like a core of a tube. And then burnish it down flat. Again, so the thread is like a core of a tube. You've made a tube out of the paste paper, and the thread runs through that. Now, I need you to take out your text block. Again, your text block is the 8 signatures that you sewed together. So what you want to do is, I wish I could project onto that screen, that'd be awesome. But I'll come around. So I'm going to take, everybody listening? Okay. I'm going to take my text block and set it up against that cord, so like that, so the cord sits right on top. And then I want to cut it so that it's exactly the same width as my text block spine. And actually you have a lot of extra here.
Do we need
So,
to do it twice?
yeah, you're going to have 2 widths, but you can use, yeah, you can go ahead and, yeah, excellent idea, actually, measure twice.
Yeah.
And don't have them touching each other, have them a little bit
Did you
apart
cut
from
that
each other.
section off?
So only as wide as your
Did you
text
cut
block.
this off?
Yeah. So I've marked for 2 sections, the bottom and the top. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut these. And I'm going to cut one and then come around and show you. So I'm going to start at that pencil line, and I'm going to cut almost like I'm cutting a V. I'll show you. I'm going to come around and show you.
I cut mine already.
V for vendetta. Okay, so that there's an angle. Cut through the string, yes.
Oh, geez.
Maybe I'll draw it out first.
Oh,
Like that? Is that correct?
How did you cut it?
because then for sure it's fake.
It was mixed with everything. Yeah.
But it was really
So
My first one was the whole
it's going to, the cord is going to sit on top of the text block spine. And you're going to cut it short enough so that the bottom of it falls just short of those threads. So to do that, I set it in place, and then I take my pencil and I mark it to the right length and trim that. So that's the 3/4 inch one. And then measure the other one. About to use it.
Okay, so is this one
We're about to use it.
or is it better?
I think.
Cut them both down a little bit.
I like that one.
Maybe just the other one. Yeah.
So after you have those cut, is everybody looking? focusing. Okay. You're going to take glue and put it on your spine and just glue above the threads. Okay, and then you take your headband, and again, you want that cord to sit on top of your spine. You want the cord to sit over, so it's sort of bending over the thread, the spine. And kind of hold that in place firmly until it's adhered. So, that core of your headband is sitting on top of the spine, curving over.
Sorry, I used to.
Hey Jen, did you ever give me back my bone folder when you took it to use it for Jen's thing?
Would you pass that to her?
Thanks.
You don't want to glop the glue on because it's going to make your headband sloppy.
You don't.
Do not glop the glue.
You said do or do not?
Do not
No,
glop.
no, different question. Burnish it.
Hold it in place until it's pretty solidly adhered. After you do that, then burnish it.
So how much, like, until this thing?
You're supposed to so it like lays like that.
And after it's pretty firmly in place.
Just like, yeah.
Don't kill it when you burnish it. You don't want to lose that round core. That's the beauty of the headband.
And so you keep